Jai Guru, and a beautiful day ahead. I love the way all of you are dedicating. Most of the people, the difference between this journey that you all take and journey that we have been guided to take, we are truly divinely blessed, and you will find a clean difference coming up between you and your immediate relatives and the people around. And yours and my job is to bring about this awareness wherever we can, spread the fire, this fire to enlighten, without trying to give a jnanam or bhashan, just sticking to what the reality and the truth of ancient India. India is shooting ahead today. You can see the way the awareness of Bharat, Brahma Jyoti, is spreading around. I don't know if you all have heard about it. I just came to know that Government of India, Narendra Modi's group, is trying to change the name of India to Bharat. Everywhere it will be only Bharat. And the meaning of India, which is in English, which we have grown up all along, you'll be surprised, in Latin it means slave. And we have quietly kept it. This is the first time our school, our teachers, nobody taught us this. The first time I came to be aware, and this is why they wanted to change. In the whole of G20, they've not put anywhere as India. They're always everywhere saying Vasundhara Kutumbakam and Bharat. The whole world is one, and there are oneness of the Kutumbakam, the guest, our friend, our soul. Right. So our intention would be today to touch upon a little bit of the powerful celebration of the Janmashtami. Then we'll go through the Ashtavakra and proceed with the chapter 15, verse 4 and 5. So, Ashtavakra. And this is Byron. Lord Byron is not the one, but this is Thomas Byron. So, let us go through a little bit of basically what is the journey here. If you look carefully, what we are trying to do through, or Ashtavakra is doing through these, let's say, the basic understanding from the verse 5, chapter 15, verse 4, chapter 15, is trying to take away from us all the objects and not objectifying. You and I have grown up today objectifying everything. And because of which, we are forgetting ourselves, which is the true I. We have forgotten about true I. And the whole world is going ahead. Me, my name, my body, my form, this is me. And what Ashtavakra is awakening us, and to say, you're not this body, you're not this mind. Mind is also an object. So remember that famous story of the 10 people crossing the river? Recollect? What did they do? They crossed the river and they tried to count. All of you have heard the story, but just to apply it, one guy started writing, thinking that before we start off, I hope everybody is there, nobody is left out, and they found only 9 people. Why? Because they were finding everybody as an object. He was counting everybody as an object. And he forgot to count himself, who he is the subject. Wise man came and he said, why are you all crying? Don't cry, don't cry. All the 15 are there. All the 10 are there. So they said, come, count it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. He said, see, there are only 9. He took his hand and put it onto himself and said, Thou art Dasamatvasi. You are the 10th one. And we are forgetting this. The whole Western world today, the whole world itself is purely on this. And India is now coming ahead. Bharat is coming ahead with this concept of all along. I don't know how. I have been divinely blessed in our school. I've been always talking about Bharat. Something had happened. I didn't know about this meaning of the India. I just came to know yesterday. The moment I said, my God, we didn't know this. So our country has actually the people, right from 16th century onward. Before that also, 326 BC, Alexander the Great, and then Timur Long, Genghis Khan, Babur, Akbar, Humayun, Portuguese, the Zoroastrian, Persian, and French and British. Everybody came and enslaved India and took away our wealth. But have you realized that the India could not be changed? Some of Indians have changed. Some of us. We love to be Western minded, love to act like them, behave like them, and especially those who are, living abroad for some time, they are tending to forget and they're trying to kind of be like them. But not all. I find some of the Indians abroad are more Indians than you and I over here in India. They are kind of trying to make an effort. You'd be surprised, 6 million views only on a little bit of Vedanta. And most of them are from America, Europe country, in which, without limiting ourselves, Hindu Mahasabha type. Did you all know that the Hindu, that the religion that we talk about, Muslim, Christianity, Jainism, Hinduism, Hindu is not a religion. Hindu comes from the word Hind. Hind is nothing else but the Indus Valley, as you know. It is a place. And we all live in Hind. Those who live in Hind, they are called Hindu. This is how, a long time back, I remember my sister had written an article. She's in history, she's a PhD in US and in India. She had written about that India is not India, India is Hind. I recollected this. She is no more, she left her body. I was recollecting this, that she had written this, and it was published in some of the places in India. Our celebrations, every one of the celebration is nothing else but trying to give us a touch of the ancient Rishi's heritage. Something came about, the Janmashtami day, Krishna Janmashtami. Something came about as I was giving a talk on the Thursday. As I was talking, it came to my mind. I didn't realize where did it come from. I'll tell you that story again, and the way it transferred. All of us know about Krishna's birth and how he was born, and the eighth child, and Vasudeva wanted to take him out. At the time, just before taking out, he was thinking, now what am I going to happen? He's already killed. Kamsa has already killed the 7 of them. Suddenly, the clasp, which is the thing in a thing, and the chain opened by itself. And the door opened, and the guards went off to sleep. I'm just touching on the headlight. Just think of it. You would say, it's God's doing. I'm saying something, I want you to understand of it this way. This is how it appeared to me. And your understanding would depend on how it appears to your mind. Now, Krishna is giggling away. Vasudeva put him into a basket, and as he was about, it was pouring rain. As he was about to step out, he was thinking that Krishna, baby, going to get wet. So he had put inside the jail, he put a little dirty cloth, must be his pagdi or something on top of him, trying to protect him. As he came out, he heard one slithering sound, and he suddenly found out a huge 24-25 feet snake, giant snake, coming. And strangely, though he's huge, But the snake stood up and spread its hood, and yet not in a striking mood. Vasudeva also must be a great personality to understand it straight away. So he started walking, and snake started following, and he started hearing. Besides, imagine he's walking on the slushing mud and the water, and snake is slithering. He could hear the slithering of the snake behind him. And all along, as he came to Jamuna, he was to cross just the other side. Other side is where Yashoda. And he finds that the river parted by itself. Just think. Now, Krishna is goggling away. Baby. Going to the other side, everybody asleep. The head village on the other side, head of the village. He goes to Vasudeva, goes to his house. And he finds that the head man is sleeping, everybody's sleeping. And he goes and puts the baby right next to the mother. And he comes away. He comes, Jamuna parts again, he crosses, comes back. As he comes, door was open, God was sleeping. He comes inside, as he comes inside, the gate automatically closes. His iron clasp, he just clasps on his hand again. Meaning he is as if he is not moved. And the guard slowly woke up and he said, "Oh my God, baby is gone." Go and tell Kamsa. Kamsa is angry, very angry. But he can't do anything. Krishna is not a small baby. Now, taking him across, now when at about 10, exact age is not clear, between 10 to 14, but it's below 14 and above 10. Kamsa became a big tyranny, killing everybody, all the babies and things like that, because he got that. You remember when Devaki was told that your baby will kill Kamsa. And Kamsa was taking, Devaki was supposed to be his favorite sister, going around. So, he locked them up and killing all the babies. Now, he realized that he goes to the kingdom where the king, and Kamsa is supposed to be at that time kind of a like Bharat champion. In what? In wrestling. And imagine 10, 11, 12, 14-year-old boy challenging him. His body is so soft, tender, young teenager or a child, 10-year-old meaning child, 14-year-old young teenager. And he challenges him into a wrestling match. He goes to the arena in front of everybody. Naturally Kamsa had to come, and he laughed out and he said, "I'm going to kill you." But Krishna's body became hard like a diamond, and he killed Kamsa. And then came back. Naturally, everybody there praising him and all that. He comes back. Now, villagers say, "Okay, now it is time for you to go down and do a little Shastra study, Vedas and Upanishads, because he's in a cow herd." They were all. So he goes to close by. They was in the forest. He goes there for studying. Who was a disciple of Parashuram. As he is in the first day, they're all being given, this is your hut, like settling down in the school. He's sitting in front of his hut at the edge of the forest. Suddenly, one young boy, similar age, comes very hesitantly, not looking straight at Krishna, looking here and there, and hesitantly comes there. And Krishna is naturally very charming. Everybody falls in love with him. Adult, young, everybody. And he smilingly welcomes him, and this boy comes, similar age, and comes and says, Krishna, I know who you are. You don't know who I am. I want to be your friend. I'm a Brahmin priest's son. I'm a Brahmin. I've come here to learn the Vedas and Upanishads. Would you be my friend? Krishna called him. He said, come sit next to me. And he puts his arms around. And he puts his arms around. The moment he puts his arms around, that boy, he feels a cool something, feeling so great, so happy. Who's it boy? Sudama. You'll have heard about Sudama. Now, who's Sudama? This is the message came to me. Sudama is none else than you and I. Who are we? You and I. And who is Krishna? It's the consciousness. With the Vedantic we say that Atman, Krishna consciousness, you hear, no? Jesus consciousness, Krishna consciousness. Krishna is that consciousness. And that Krishna consciousness is there. And now, as they were studying, Sudama defeated everybody in his knowledge of the Vedas. Naturally, Brahmin Pandit, the other people couldn't call, excepting for Krishna. Krishna was the only one who knew better, understood better. After about 3-4 months, Sudama gets the message from his village, your father is very ill. Please come down, come and meet him. He goes and tells Krishna. Krishna and Sudama were inseparable during those 3-4 months. Wherever Sudama was, they were Krishna. And wherever Krishna was, they were Sudama. And now Sudama said, I have to go. I've got this call. And Krishna said, listen, I know. And by name, they knew that he knows things. He said, I know your father is not that sick. He'll be quite okay. You spend here another 6 months. Come, learn with me. And then you come with me and I will take you into the kingdom. And you could be doing a work with the king. And you could change your lifetime. You don't have to live in poverty. Who's saying, understand, apply it. Consciousness is telling the body and the mind, change yourself. And this is what you and I are trying to do, no? Robbin Ghosh is trying to now align with something. And who is saying? Consciousness is telling. Remember the story of the Kalpavriksha, the wish tree? Which is that wish tree? Are you all recollect? Do you all know?
No.
Kalpavriksha story? The one which I had narrated the other day? No?
No.
Okay. Villager had to cross the forest. And he had to go through the forest to the other side. Forest was very huge. Walking, he got very tired. So he said, let me rest 2-3 hours, let me rest for a while. And he wanted to rest, and where to rest? He found a nice little green glade. He said, okay, I'll say there's a brook through that, a river, little rivulet. He said, now where am I going to lie down? Just in an open grass? Open jungle, open grass. Suddenly he finds a nice looking tree. He goes and sits there. And soon enough, very tired, he goes up to sleep. Feels very nice. When he wakes up after an hour or 2 hours, he feels very good, very fresh. He says, wow, I'm feeling so good now. I've rested. Now let me. He's not connecting. You and I are getting connected to this kind of a thing, but we do not realize it. There's a message of this. And then what happened? He says, I'm feeling very hungry. I left home so long back, but where? No food over here. What can I get food? I wish I could get that special biryani and something is dreamy. Aloo puri. And there comes a hot steaming plate with biryani. Another plate behind. Aloo puri. And it comes flying like this in front of him. He's shocked. He's surprised. Where is it coming from? He's trying to look from behind the tree. He tries to go and see, doesn't find anything from somewhere at the plate. And whatever he's thinking, it is coming. Wow, I'm really lucky today. I wish I'm lucky like this every day. Anyway, hungry guy, he starts eating. He eats, fill up his stomach, and now he says, I wish I could get some cool drink, some cool. There comes tray full of cold drink. He starts, he drinks, and he said, before I start, I wish I could get my legs massaged. So he started to massage his leg, and there comes a young girl comes in. And he said, sir, I've come here to massage your leg. He says, my God, where are you from? Are you from this village? Till now it was only plate and food. Now it is a person. She doesn't say anything, she just smiles. He says, you're from this jungle, you stay somewhere here? She doesn't say anything, she starts massaging. He said, tell me, you're in this jungle, you must be knowing about it. Tell me, are there a lot of wild animals here? I haven't seen one as yet. As he says, lots of wild animals come charging into that green area. He said, my God, so many animals, where were they hiding? Just because I thought of. I hope no tigers. And there comes a huge tiger and he eats him up. What's the message? Message is that Krishna consciousness, that consciousness, that Chaitanya is within all of us all the time. We are not our mind, not our body, not our, whatever we think, whatever we wish, whatever we talk, it goes to the consciousness. The consciousness will do it for you. Now you look carefully. Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, whatever your status, married, not married, had a baby, Vijay sir must have thought about, I want to have a grandson. And there is the grandson. You understand? Look at it carefully. Whatever it is, you thought of it. And it happened. Supposing sometimes something, wrong things happen. That is also based on our sometime not knowing, worrying about it. And our past karma, both. Worry as well as past karma, which combine the things and brings it. Those of you who have had a look at that book which got written through my hand, that if God really exists, why do we suffer? It will answer you. It is from the Upanishads only. So this wish fulfilling tree which is within you, it's ready to do anything for you. You have to talk, you have to think. That Krishna consciousness is within Sudama. Is telling Sudama, Sudama, don't go. There's nothing has happened to your father. Stay with me. Learn, then come with me. Your life will change. You don't have to be poor anymore. Who's telling? Forget the Krishna and Sudama. Consciousness telling someone like you and me. Imagine Sudama is like you and me. But the mind of Sudama is saying, no, I have to fulfill the law of the karma. This is what Sudama's answer was. Law of karma has made me poor. I have to fulfill it. This is what the Shastra says. So my father is not well. I have to go there. He says, no, you'll have to forgive me. Krishna consciousness is telling that I will change it. But mind is saying, no. And this is why you and I don't live the life that we should. We could very happily change ourselves by purifying ourselves. What Vijay said. So the moment you're driven by your own mind, we're talking about Janmashtami celebration. The moment you're driven by your mind, remember Mano Buddhi Chitta Ahankar Naham. What is it? Manas, intelligent, ego and memory is not me. Chidananda Rupoham Shivoham, or Krishnaham, or Jesusham, or Allahham, whatever name you want to call. Jal, Pani, Tanni, water, washer in German, you in French, it's all water. But this awareness of the consciousness is, and now understand, the way the story came to me, I was amazed. And if you listen to the Thursday talk, it went out really beautiful. I was really proud of it. The way I didn't speak. Somebody spoke through me. And Sudama goes back. Krishna finishes 6 months more, goes back, becomes now progressively the king. He marries Rukmini, who is the Lakshmi herself, who is come. And I don't know if you all know, Rukmini was to marry Jayadratha. And Jayadratha is the Mama of Kamsa. And he wanted to take revenge on Krishna. But he came and proposed. And Rukmini was supposed to marry him. But Rukmini decided not to, and he met Krishna. He said, I'll marry Krishna. So Jayadratha now is more angry to punish Krishna. He goes ahead for a war and all that. Eventually Krishna killed him. Those of you who read the story. Now, Sudama also married a very pious lady, very devoted, and trying her best to take care of Krishna and Krishna's poor family. Everybody died. Sudama and Sudama's poor family, and this lady, Sudama's wife, trying to manage, torn clothes, trying to repair it, and 3 children are born. And 3 children. Now, they're trying to. Most of the time, even Sudama and his wife doesn't have anything to eat. Very poor family. Clothes, there are no clothes. One of the child is telling one night, Mom, they only had 2 fistful of rice, nothing else. Think. Most of the time, even Sudama and his wife do not get anything to eat. So, living with a real poverty. Look at it carefully. Because Sudama, the mind, which is you and I, and the body, did not listen to his Krishna consciousness. No. I have to fulfill my karma. I don't need any help. I will do it myself. You get the point? Then, that night, the youngest baby says, Mama, why can't I get a little blanket? It was very cold. It's rainy. Vrindavan. I want something to cover. Like all other boys and girls, they get it. The mother couldn't say anything, and mother says, I'm hungry. Give me one more fistful of rice. Mother doesn't have any rice. The mother starts up with a story and say, you know what? Another few days time, we are going to have a big banquet. I'm going to cook this for you, and I'm going to cook that for you, and we will give special banana and payasam and mangoes flavored with mango. And boys are all dreaming, and they're crying, and the crying session is a little bit of reduced, and they go off to sleep. Now Sudama's wife comes to tell Sudama, you're a wonderful husband. But see, as a husband, I respect you, I follow everything, I'm trying to make everything alright. But see, as a husband, you're supposed to give my children the adequate food and the clothes and the shelter. Look at it, in the rain, it is raining. Sudama, please forgive me, but you have failed. Today I have to tell you that you have failed. I do not want anything. I am happy just to be with you. But what about the children? We have brought them into this world, and those children must be looked after. Sudama, I have been telling you, go to Krishna. And you have been always saying, no, I don't want to go down there. Why should I go and beg for something? I know Krishna will help me because he's my best friend, but I don't want to go. That night, Sudama said, okay, I'll go. So, at night itself, he wants to arrange, next day early morning he will leave. To what? He doesn't have any clothes and nothing to pack or something. But as he was thinking about talking, Sudama's wife said, listen, you can't go empty-handed to Krishna. You have to carry something. So, what to do? Don't worry. I don't have anything. In the morning I'll do something. Sudama's wife, very intelligent lady, and she goes to the neighbor's lady in the morning. Neighbor's lady says, listen, I'm also very poor. I also don't have. But I have something that I'll give it to you. And she gives him 4 fistful of poha. How to carry it? So she tears from a sari a little piece and puts 2 fistful of and ties it and say, this is for you. On the way, you eat it. And Sudama was thinking the other 2 fistful is for her and the children. She smiles, understands wise wife. She tears another piece and ties it and says, this is for Krishna. And he put it here. And he puts it there. You know the dhoti, the way they would tie it, puts it there. I said, don't lose it, take care. Now, Sudama walks and walks and walks. And imagine, where is Vrindavan and where is Dwarka? Dwarka, as you know, here near Gujarat. All the way he walks there and reaches Dwarka. As he reaches Dwarka, strangely, guards, they are saying, what is it? He said, I've come to meet Krishna. He said, yeah. Everybody wants to meet Krishna. I can't let you go like that. He said, I am Krishna's best friend. He said, everybody is Krishna's best friend. He will not let them go. Suddenly, Krishna, Rukmini, they were sitting in the Singhasan. He comes charging out. And imagine Sudama, dirty clothes, torn clothes, filled with dust, must be face not shaven, stubble. He was shaven head, but must be stubble has grown, looking very funny. And he comes and embraces him and takes him down, makes him sit on the throne next to. And he said, come. And he tells the Sabha was going on. He said, he goes inside. Rukmini and Krishna gives him a bath, cleans him, gives him new clothes, pastes him with chandan paste, and a beautiful welcome. And Sudama is very happy and stays for a few days. Now he was to ask Krishna something. He forgot what was to ask. He had come there to ask for something wife had asked him. And that was to get some money and some support and help. He clean forgot and he said, I came here for something. What did I come for? He didn't remember. Anyway, next morning he was to go. Krishna said, you take my chariot. You go in the chariot. He goes, Krishna and Rukmini both bids him farewell, and Sudama goes. As he nears Vrindavan, near his hut, he suddenly finds in place of a hut a beautiful 7-storied huge palace. Those days, imagine. He is surprised. He says something is wrong. Somebody has taken over my plot or something like that. And they come, very magnificently looking lady. She comes with the 3 children, well dressed, and beyond all poverty, looking wife. She comes and Sudama's dazed. She can't recognize his own wife. She's looking so good, so clean, so well dressed. Wife comes and says, Sudama, you can't recognize your own wife and your own children? And Sudama now recognizes, and Sudama's wife says, see, when you go to Krishna, this is what happens. Everything is changed. What's the message? Message is that when you get connected to your consciousness, when you ask for, it would happen. How can it not happen? That is the wish-fulfilling tree story which I told you. It's within all of us. But what happened? We said, okay, I want $1 billion. Come on, give it to me. You get a message. You, $1 billion, sure. We tell the children, hey, come on. If you know you're a girl, if you know you're a boy, you can get, you just know you're 56. But the boys and girls said, sir, 56, how is it possible? Everybody can't do 56, sir. Who's saying it? The mind is saying it, the intellect is saying it, the memory is saying it. But that's not the one. When I give the message, who am I giving message to? Through the five senses, get into that world, which is that world is filled with the consciousness. Whatever you and I are doing today, the fact that you are seeing, hearing, tasting, smelling, hating, loving, enjoying, everything is because of that Chaitana, because of that consciousness, because of that Sambit, Chit, whatever name you would like to call it. Awareness. You are aware, you are not in your house, you are now here. How? What is this awareness? This is called the Krishna consciousness. And the moment I got that, I said, wow, this is really nice. And I never thought of it before, I never got that message before. So now, how do we manifest this consciousness? Something like Kinney's question. Not complicated. One of the things which helps tremendously when you become spiritually aligned. Supposing you are a bhakta, you believe in Mother Kali, Mother Durga, Shiva, you believe in Babaji, you believe in Krishna, you believe in Allah or Christ or Guru Bar, Govindji or Guru Nanakji, any name you think of, you believe and you say, I have prayed to Mother Kali. Mother Kali's do it for me. I don't know how. I'm going to get it. What? 56 or 56? Or I'm going to be very rich. The other day, Hansa and Lalu, they were present. You remember Tanishka, 18-year-old, she was there. So she came, I told her the moment she came to meet me, I said, why don't you talk to the parent? So she talked, and mother also talked. So after that, when I started taking the parental workshop, I said, Tanishka, how young are you? So she just smiled. I said, 18, correct? She said, yes, sir. She wasn't speaking. I asked, she said, yes. I said, would you like to tell me how much money do you have in your bank? She just smiled and looked at mommy sitting next to her. Didn't want to say anything. I said, okay, you don't say anything. I will tell you, and if it is correct, you just smile and nod. Alright? She smiled. I said, is it true that you've got $200,000 in your bank? She did this. You tell me, isn't this getting connected? And she's on the journey now. You with me? When did you and I ever get a 15-year-old, 18-year-old? She's not the only one. There are so many. So this getting connected, other Sudama is who? You and I. Krishna consciousness is within us, that wish-fulfilling tree within us. You wanted to open a ChatGPT branch in India. You're doing it. Who is helping it? You wanted to get married, you got married. You wanted to have a baby, you had a baby. So these are all the journey. But along with that, mind is also wagging its tail. You, yes. But when you have that absolute faith, know it. And second is, I said two things. One is the shift of the paradigm with knowing it cannot but change because I have asked, I've spoken. How can it not be? And second, purify yourself. Purity. You remember Ayama, Niyama, the Ahimsa, Satya, Pratyahara, Dharana, Dhyana, like that it goes on. So, once we purify ourselves and we get connected, connection becomes very simple. You just like you know now, you're aware now that you are sitting not in your house, you are in this place. And you and I are taking up the journey. And this is what is exactly Ashtavakra is saying again and again. Remember, I took up the journey with you all. Sabda Sparsha, the sound and touch and the taste, five senses is taking us to this world. You say, what is this? A marigold flower. What is Vedanta saying? Vedanta saying, no, all you see is a yellow color and a shape. If you take away the shape and the color, the object vanishes. What are we doing? We try to objectify everything. Why did the 10 people cross the river did not see themselves? Because they were objectifying. They were counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 because that is what he could see and point and see. He couldn't see himself. Like the eye can't see myself. Have you realized? Your eye cannot see your own eye. Just like your awareness, your consciousness, you cannot think that there is something else within. This is how. What am I trying to tell you today? The message of the Ashtavakra is not to objectify the world, to take away the object. Let's say Ashtavakra Gita. You see a book. What do you see? A book. A book is what? An object. What is Advaita Vedanta saying? No. You're seeing a blue color and which has got a shape. If I remove the color and the shape, the object vanishes. Every object that you experience today, what is experience? Recollect our definition. Consciousness with experiences, consciousness with object. There has to be an object. And we try to, that is why, objectify everything. We are objectifying ourselves. I'm this body, I'm this mind. And there are so many ways that we take you across. Okay? So, remember, Anubhava Matram. You know why? Because you get limited, but Vijay has brought out a point, you get limited not by your infinite powerful consciousness, but by your mind. So you and I have to go what? Vedanta in Himalaya, Sir's word, says, Man ke paar chale jao. Go beyond the mind. What is mind doing? Worrying. How many times you're thinking, what is Ruchi doing there?
Whole day.
And that doing is not she's having a great time. She is wonderful. I'm so happy she's growing. She's saying, I hope. And keeping my fingers crossed. Which is doing it? The mind is doing it. Mommy loving, mommy caring, mommy wanting to do it. Which is loving and caring? Love, hate, anger, aversion, taste, food, everything is with the mind and with the five senses. You have to go beyond that. The moment you go beyond that, you're going beyond Sudama. And look, Krishna consciousness is telling Sudama, come with me. I will remove all your suffering. But mind is saying, no, I can't do that. I have to fulfill my karma. This is what Sudama told Krishna. I have to fulfill my karma.
So in another way, can we put it like that? More we believe on our buddhi rather than our consciousness, we will keep on suffering.
The moment?
More we believe on our buddhi, that
Yeah.
in case I am suffering, I believe I want to do things in a particular way. Once you choose the path, you choose the consequences also.
See, the mind, I think if I understand Vijay's question, the more you choose the better thing, the more it happens. But that choosing, what is that, sir?
No, what he is saying is correct.
Right.
I said, but once we choose the path, we choose the consequences also.
Because we, again, that same objectifying everything. And the second thing is, see, our mind has done good. Body has done good karma. So some good thing happened. But it is never enough. And we are racing for it. The more and more. But the more is there right now with you. Only thing you have to become aware of it. Your consciousness has no limit. It is not an object. Confusion is also in the mind. So we are continuously being mind. What are we doing right now? We are trying to go beyond mind, beyond the five senses. While operating, when I read out Ashtavakra again, so you will understand this is what is the message of Ashtavakra is telling us. Our ancient rishis are saying. And this is what it meant. That mano buddhi chitta ahankar naham. I'm not them. So, why is it that there is such tremendous potential of becoming like Shiva nature, Buddha nature, being in this world. Why is it we are not? And this is because of what? Very simple. Recollect our last time session called Ajnana. We don't know. What is Ajnana? Our mind. And because of Ajnana, what do? What did Sudama did? Adhyasa. Adhyasa is mistake. He made the mistake. And when he got connected, eventually, because of his wife's insistence, all his suffering vanishes. Remember the story of the washerman and the diamond? The diamond was always with the washerman. He was using it for what? Washing clothes, scrubbing his clothes. And from there, one day he happened to say, this stone looks very nice. Let me check with my wise friend. And he goes down, checks with his vegetable guy, who he was to take a little vegetable and go home on his way back. Vegetable guy said, you got a very nice stone. I don't mind buying it. I'll give you 1 bag of brinjal. Very expensive brinjal. Some washerman did not take it. And as the story goes, he goes to the cloth merchant, he goes to the utensil merchant, he goes to his gold merchant. Gold merchant says, it's really nice. You go to my friend diamond merchant. Diamond merchant says, my God, you got the biggest diamond. The moment you go to the Krishna consciousness, Krishna is saying, come, I'm waiting to help you. You have to become what? Aware. That yes, it is there. Only thing, yes, I may not, but this is my journey. And this is what is this. Being aware is the bliss. Why should it not be able to uncover that darkness of ignorance or discover it? It is just available to us. We try to do 50 years of mantra charan and puja and things like that. I'm not saying don't do them. All of them are also very good and welcoming. But along with that, be aware all the time that what is my journey.
So, this flower example, this flower you are showing us and telling us when you are hiding, when the imagination, we see just a shape, we are using our sense. That, so what message you are giving us from last 2-3 sessions, I still didn't understand.
Slowly. What matters is...
What message, like you are asking us to think beyond that, right?
Yeah, good point. Thank you, sir. You all understood her question. She said, what is that which matters for me not to make that mistake? Am I correct?
No, actually she says she didn't understood exactly what you're talking about.
What is my message to you?
Yeah,
and in other words, the doubt is in your mind is that what is that message you are getting? What is that you have to do so that you don't make that mistake? Am I correct?
You are giving that flower example.
Right.
You are saying we need to think beyond that.
Right.
From our senses, right? Okay. Now suppose this flower is here. Now what should I think beyond that? I don't know.
Okay. It's a very good question. You all are clear with your question? What should she do to go beyond that? Not thinking, looking at the flower as an object. Not complicated. Go beyond mind. What is that mind? Mind is being driven by what? 5 senses. Do not be judgmental with your senses. We try to. Supposing one guy comes. I don't like him. Why I don't like him? Because of his mind and my mind, or her mind or my mind doesn't clap. Right? I forget to see that one awareness, consciousness is where? Everywhere, in him, in her, as well as in me. We are not separate. We have a different body, different mind, different gender, different name, different form, different place. But the consciousness, awareness is one. Ekoham, that's only one. And we name it as many. And this is what it means that in the theistic language, theism, that is the God and the temple and the church and the mosque, we say God has created us. And God is too powerful, and God is up there, and I am too small, I am too fragile. Yes, you're right. Why are you too small and fragile? Because you're aligned yourself, limited yourself, when you are not limited. So what do you have to do? Purify yourself, go beyond the five senses, and don't be driven either by your thoughts, because thoughts are also function of the mind. So what do you have to do? Be aware that my mind is not me. I have mind. I'm using this computer. I'm using the applications in this computer. But I know I'm not the computer. But do I know I'm not my body? This hand says, "Hi, Robbin Ghosh, how are you?" Do we say? See, if you look at it, the consciousness, awareness is in your side. You is who? The consciousness. Are you with me? Answer says, I didn't understand that. The awareness, the consciousness is in our side. I say, I is who? The consciousness says, this is my hand, this is my body. Hand doesn't say, this is Robbin Ghosh. Body doesn't say. See, look at it. It's called Ekam Anekam. We were one when I was a baby. We are now adult, grown up. That I has not changed. I am still one unit. But I was a baby, then I was a toddler, then I was a teenager, then I was a grown up college student, then I am now an adult and I'm married. But look at it carefully. We have done so many changes, but I have remained one unit. So you and I have to become what? Knowledgeable. And this is the journey for all of us, to take up the journey to understand what, to become aware, who we really are. And this is what it's talking about, really. And what do you have to do? Superimposition of whatever the senses driving. Yes, I do. So what is Ashtavakra says? Sukham chara. You remember at the end of every one of the sloka, he says Sukham chara. Be happy and move around in the world and travel. He's not saying go up to the Himalaya and stay there. He says stay wherever you are. And this is the journey that we are taking on. So, what is the experience of this book? It's a shape and a color, or that flower, or let's say a sound. You are hearing it and you are seeing it. There is a beginning, there is an end to the sound. Visual, if I hide it, then there is a beginning and an end. If I don't hide it, it is available to your eye. But you're unable to look at your own self. Yes.
So we sometimes speak about intuitions, right? So intuitions comes with the senses or it's with the consciousness?
Very good point. Her question, Ravina's question is intuition is a part of consciousness or part of mind? Anybody?
Consciousness.
Absolutely no. Intuition is a function of the mind.
So then how we follow really?
See, awareness is the thing which is infinite, with no description, with no limits, has created this galaxy, the planets, the earth, you and me, our family, our samsara. How can I have that as an intuitive power? Intuition is what? You know, those who are very poor, very not educated, their intuition is like an animal intuition, right? And the more you get educated, the more you become intelligent, more intuitive powers you get. So what do? You add your powers of the mind, and then you are fed with consciousness, little bit of thing. And he said, this is okay, this is right. So intuitive power is a very nice thing, but I'll give an example. I heard it from Ravi Shankar's own voice. He's very fond of our school. Ravi Shankar said, one of his disciples he got a message in his dream, and he was suffering from severe diabetes. He got a message in his dream. The Guru comes and says, don't worry, you don't have to take medicines anymore. I will cure you. He stopped taking medicine. His wife kept on telling, don't make the mistake. Maybe. He said, no. I have faith in my Gurudeva. What made it? And he died. Ravi Shankar is saying, he says, I'm not telling you that I am coming in your dream to guide you. Like this consciousness, this awareness. What is it? You're saying only Robbin Ghosh is seeing it and I cannot see it, or only the great masters and rishis and Paramahamsas and Vivekananda, they all see it? No. All of us see the same thing. Only thing, they know different. They know different. Knowingness is awareness. Being aware. So, as we go along, you will see that what are these? Shape and the color is nothing else but sensing, no? With the 5 senses. Look at the example of the Sudama and Krishna. Okay, I will give you that answer. The Sudama knew that if I go with Krishna, my all sufferings will finish. The washerman did not know that it is diamond. Now, little more ignorant. Sudama knew, being a knowledgeable person. So, your question is at what point of time this knowingness, awareness, believing will come in. They all depend on to only one thing, is the purification. And they all are function of only one thing, and that is mind. Belief is also function of the mind. Are you with me? Yeah. Awareness has no attributes. Awareness will always be there. And once you and I die, whose I die? This body which I call is I will die. The mind, along with all those qualities, will make a bubble, leave the body. The body will be burned or cremated. But that awareness is not gone anywhere. Like, let's say, this space. A house has come up into this space. Where is the space now? Where is the space? There was some space here. This flat has come up there. Where is the space?
Space is still there.
Sorry?
It is still there.
It is still there. Thank you. The awareness will continue to the way body may go. Body may going away. And as I go along with a few of the other, it will become more clear. So what are you doing? Your journey is to get connected to who we really are. And that I, is not mind, not body, not name, not form, not gender, not a man or a woman or an animal or a monkey or something. Yes, sir. Lanu?
Sir, my understanding that Sudama was suffering because of his past karma. Okay. And he was known about the consciousness, but he was not meeting the consciousness. Once he meets the Krishna, means the consciousness comes and his all karma was vanished out. So my question is that, whether once we know about the consciousness, the karma will change it?
Karma?
Will change it? Means vanished out?
So, in the same way, look at it Lalu, this way. Sudama's karma still made him poor.
Exactly.
But the moment he got connected to Krishna, what happened to his poverty?
That's what
It's gone.
It's gone.
So the moment your karma, why? It's a very good question. You know why? But a very good question. It is the part of this Ashtavakra Gita. Karma comes when you have a mind and a body. Awareness has no mind, no body. Where awareness has no karma, no effects of karma. You get the point?
Yes.
In other words, in our understanding, to make it a very simple, in other words, when you surrender to Babaji or Krishna or Shiva or Divine Mother, what happens? Your karma can be erased.
But sir, if surrendered Babaji and we don't take medicine.
You don't?
We don't take medicine if we have any disease,
Right.
right? Because I surrender him. I believe him.
Yeah.
Then it is a duality. If I take medicine and I'm surrendered, then I'm not surrendered.
Another very good point. But see, if you are connected to your consciousness, Krishna, Babaji, whatever name you call, then that poverty or sickness will vanish, will go. But are you connected or are you being driven by your mind to say, I got a message in my dream? What is a dream? Hey, all of you have been with us for a long journey. What's a dream? Define dream.
Our thought,
Absolutely true. What is thought?
Matter.
informations,
Matter.
Your mind. Your dream is nothing else but your mind. So the moment you are being led by your mind, this is what Ravi Shankar is telling, that don't be driven by that. You remember that story that one rich man, village, ancient time, told his servant, take this lamp and go and put it to where there is darkness in the house. His servant went to all the rooms and came back and said, sir, there is no darkness. Did it answer your question? So that darkness, that doubt is what? Is samsaya, function of mind. They all go away, and what will happen? You would be aware. You would know.
but
It cannot
sir,
be.
Sir, until I know my consciousness, until I know my consciousness, what should I do?
You have to live ethically, practice, be in good company. This is why we do here study scriptures, Shravanam, Mananam, Nididhyasanam. Listen, reflect, ask questions, and take up the journey. And after that, once you become enlightened, what is enlightened? You are one. Then what do you have to do? Take that light and give it to other people.
So when I surrender,
But-
what is a surrender? Surrender, acceptance means surrender.
Yeah. Yes,
Basically.
you are surrendering, you are accepting, but surrender is whose function? You understand? Krishna is not surrendering to anybody. He said, I am. And he picks up the whole mountain in his little finger. All these things sounds, mythological story. They are all true, giving us a message that you have to take up this journey, and you have, what is it? What do you become? You become Paramahamsa. You remember now, quickly, an example, and 2 words, 2 sentences. If you'll go through this presentation, if you get the time, you will find all these questions and answered there. You get liberation. You get liberation. Not from, meaning your person, that is you as a person, do not get liberated. You do not become Paramahamsa. Say you become Buddha now. You do not become Buddha. You get liberated from that person which says this body is Buddha, Siddhartha, or Ramakrishna, or Ramana Maharshi, or Vivekananda. You are beyond that now. You are not, so you're getting liberated from the person. Person is what? Mind, body, ego, name, function, memory. Yeah? So journey is to do that. It is just awareness. Awareness is no attribute. None whatsoever. It is always there. So, you stop seizing with perception. The moment you don't see the book as an object, but you see the color and the shape, you realize the book is coming to my senses because of my eye and my ear, my vision, and this is how I'm hearing, this is how I'm seeing it. I'm driven by my 5 senses. So now this journey is to go beyond that. This is the basic journey. So you are seeing this world, as you're seeing it, deeper way, completely. You have to have a different paradigm of a knowingness, of understanding. With the same word. So now, you know now, when I ask you a question, that the waves have water in it. What will you say? What will you say, sir? Waves, lovely waves, you've gone on a holiday, have water in it. What will you say?
So it's a temporary wave.
Correct.
Right.
Yeah, but they won't say that. What will you say? Loudly, please.
Water has taken shape of a wave.
It is the water itself has chosen to be the wave. Now, wave doesn't know it. And water is not telling him, you monkey, you're not a wave, you're not an ocean, you're not a dirty puddle on the road. You are just water. It is like if you see yourself in the mirror. Who are you seeing? The mirror's which part of it is you? It is just a reflection. It is not you. It is an object that you're seeing as a reflection from the mirror. It's an image, right? It is the same way. Now the wave and the ocean, or that rain or the waterfall or whatever it is, knows when it is water, it is immortal. Water never died. Water never, you all must have studied in your science. There is the same amount of water which was there before, as it will be today, and as will ever remain. Now, so your journey is to be in that I am the awareness. We are utilizing it, what? That diamond story, our consciousness, our awareness, by smelling, tasting, touching, hearing, eating, enjoying, having fun. So, it is not, the awareness is not going through the time. Time is within the awareness. That space is not being understood because of awareness. Awareness is not understanding space. Why? Because awareness is, remember, Desha Kala Vastu. What is space? Is Desha. Whatever space you talk about, whether it is physical space or, there is a limit to that. But this is infinite. What is infinite? Beyond. Which is why it is difficult to comprehend with our mind. But it is not difficult to know it. Just being, which you may call blind faith. It's not a blind faith. Faith is also a function of the mind. But you may come close to it by saying, what is that blind faith? Mother Kali will give me that bungalow. I have got only 1.5 lakh, but I am going to get a bungalow. I don't know how. Mother, you give it to me. And then you forget about it. Bungalow will come. Provided you have that faith in that knowing, I have asked, how can it not come? And you continue to march towards it. I am working towards 56. I am doing my best. It doesn't matter. Or 45. I'll get it. After that, only two things can happen. One is you will and one is you won't. Be peaceful and either what he's saying, accept it. Where did I go wrong? Actually, it happened. Tanishka, Ananda, both of them were fighting for 56 out of 56. Tanishka got 56. Ananda got 55. So Tanishka came and thanked me and, gratitude. Ananya came to me after 4-5 days and came and said, sir, I worked really hard. Why didn't I get it? 56. Can you tell me? I said, sure. You know it? I said, 100%. How? I said, tell me, Ananya, be honest. When you wrote that 56 everywhere, when you saw that 56, when you talked about it, when you worked at it, what was working? Working was mind, body, intellect, memory, all that was working. How much did you really believe that I will do 56? How much did you believe? That she was looking at me and she looked down. I understood. that belief, that faith, knowingness, awareness, it's just like there is no doubt when it is a body feature. Like I'm a man, I'm a woman. And there is no doubt I'm a mother or a father. Or I am. So appearances in awareness is nothing apart from the appearances itself. What is that? Nothing apart than awareness itself. Appearance. This is an appearance. This is flower is an appearance. And they are all appearance because of which you experience. And experience is Chetana, consciousness, awareness with an object. Object is not subject. Subject is you. Subject is you as the awareness. And this is why Westerners are finding it very difficult. So, there is no second reality other than awareness. Chit matram. Only that. And that is the chit. Awareness is non-dual. It is eternal. It is all-pervading and non-dual. And this is what it means, eternal, infinite, life. If I talk about a space, you're sitting there, I'm sitting here. I'm not there as well as here. This book is not that clock. One is space, second is object limitation. This is object limitation. And time. You notice all of us have a womb to tomb. We born in mother's womb. That's why when everybody asks me what's your age, I said 80 plus. And some of the people were saying, sir, but you're born on 45, so it should be 79 plus. I said, you're right. When you look at the birth. But wasn't I conceived by my mother 1 year before that? Why am I not considering that? I consider that as far as I am concerned. My awareness in this earth has been 80 years plus. So, this is that going into only one awareness, not other. Is not many. And the beauty is we all are that. All of us. Different body, different name, different form. This awareness, once you get it, it's not boring. It's not repetition. You're just excited to experience, excited to experiment it. And it will happen. With your mind, you will think. And it will happen to you. Why? Because the mind is giving the message. Where the difference is believing it in your knowing. Believing in it. Yes, it will happen. I may have bad karma. I may have bad sickness. I may have bad disease. But I'm going to do it. While I'm doing that bad sickness, I don't stop taking the medicine. I'm still going ahead with whatever the world is telling me. I continue to play the father's role, the mother's role. But I play the best father, best mother, because I know my wife, my husband is also the same consciousness. This is what I mean by I do pranam to Sharada Ma every day morning as a Durga Mata. What does that mean? That she is that. Only thing, she's got a different body, different name, different form, but that's not her. And that's not you all are. All of us are only one. And this oneness is called Chidrupo. Sada Sakshi. Is always.
So one thing, in case you feel that we all are one, everybody is one, what is the meaning of doing pranam then?
What is?
Meaning of doing pranam. We are one.
Sorry, what is that?
In case we all are one, what is the meaning of doing pranam?
Why do you salute?
Dualistic, because that shows dualistic. We are not one. Once we
Sapyansa wants to say it. Please give the answer. आप बताएंगे?
No, you see, the first thing is we should know who we are. In this creation, what is our position? What I am.
See, it is
That
like,
the first question is need to be understood.
it is like, if I understood, sir, again reflect it back. Who is doing the pranam?
Mind.
Mind is doing it through the body. And you are going beyond mind. So now why should I do it then? Why should I go to temple? Why should I do this attendance? I am Brahman. No, you are Brahman, but are you really conducting yourself as such?
But
You
sir,
are,
following any dualistic practices,
huh?
following any dualistic practices like doing pranam, does it not interfere my more basic thinking that I am one consciousness?
It is-
Aham Brahmasmi.
Yeah, yes. See, to reach to that point and where I am is the journey.
So am I not delaying that journey by constantly telling no, we are two? In case I'm doing pranam, I'm
So-
always telling we are two. We are
So
not
this
separate.
is why it
We are
is not a
separate.
single thing.
Yeah.
Good doubt. It is three: Shravanam, Mananam, and Nididhyasanam. Make it your own. Nididhyasanam means make it firmly your own. And till the time, this is what it means. Ashtavakras Chidruposi, your consciousness alone, nothing else. So, what is the journey of doing the pranam? Shraddha. I'm showing Shraddha. Whose I? This is the mind and the body is showing Shraddha, so that I get the blessing.
So Shraddha to whom? In case we both are one, to whom to have Shraddha? That itself is dualistic.
At this point of time, when I'm doing it,
Yeah.
I know, I am aware that Shankaracharya is my guru, he is one. But I am not. I am trying to take blessings from
So that's
him
what
to
is-
become one.
So that is what my question is. In case I believe that I am one, my all practices should be on that direction that makes me one. But this by doing daily that Shraddha sort of thing, even dualistic sort of thing, I am not going away from my basic goal of being one with the total entity.
This doubt which is coming up is called ajnana. That not knowing that what is different. The difference is nothing else. Everybody is one. All waves should know I am water. But I as a wave, I don't know. I think I am a bubble, I am a frog, I am a tsunami. Like that. That knowingness, awareness, when I know I am water. So, another angle to look at it, same water in, let's say, in North Pole, in Iceland, it is frozen into an iceberg, right? You are only seeing the tip. The huge amount of the iceberg is under the water. What is the tip? Tip is your body, your mind, your name, your form or function. This is the example they give it. But the bottom down below is the complete iceberg. So what is hidden? Our journey is to hidden is what? Ignorance. And from there we make the mistake through the adhyasa. Mistake, adhyasa.
Yeah, so something, so to Vijay sir's point, right?
Loud
Vijay-
it.
To Vijay sir's point,
Yeah.
he is asking that question because he is in that level of thinking.
Hmm?
He is in that level of thinking, right? The purity aspect that you mentioned earlier. Those who are not, or those who are initiating, for them to get to that level of purity, there are practices, and that practices are some of these practices which we have to follow.
I didn't understand that. Tell me again.
To overcome the basic ego,
Right.
right? It is necessary to have certain practices. Then
Necessary to have?
certain practices,
Right.
right? If kids respect their parents, then they will understand. Respect the teachers, then they will understand. But without
Okay.
being just the raw, they will not.
Okay, good point. It is like the same example which will help, affirming what you said just now and clearing, apply this wisdom. A matchstick. It is fire, but it doesn't know. So what he said, you need a guru. You need somebody who will teach you how to strike. And then you create the fire. Right? Fire is there, whether inside the lighter or inside this matchstick, wherever it is. Creating that fire from within, which is within us. That awareness is within us. But we are so, because of the ajnana, so engulfed by our body and the mind and the thing, and we are continuously functioning on that line. Shall we proceed? So, going on to chapter 5, verse 14. Natvam deha, nate deha. Chapter 14. Chapter 15, verse 4. Natvam deha, nate deha. Bhakta karta navavavan. Chidruposi sada sakshi. Nirupeksha sukham chala. So now, taking on Chidruposi, you are that awareness limitless. This is what Ashtavakra is telling us. And your nature is that limitless awareness. You are that one. You are not the body. Natvam deha, nate deha. Not that the body belongs yours. But you and I have a very difficult to say this is not my body. Would you like to massage my leg? We don't say, would you like to massage this leg? But you will find the great master Paramahamsa Ramakrishna says this body will be worshipped once this body goes all over the world. He used to say that this body will be worshipped. And then the body is not yours. Experiences of pleasures and sufferings you are not. And this is what it said just now, that Natvam deha, nate deha, bhokta karta nabha bhavan. It is not bhokta, is not enjoying, not karta, not the doer. This is why such a small poem, it's the deepest of the wisdom and the knowledge. And this is what you and I need to, just be with it. If you go to a river and get into the river and then say, I don't want to get wet, not possible. You will get wet. So when you are with that kind of a company, it will smudge into you. It will come to you. And this is the power of the supreme universe, consciousness, nature, awareness, whatever you call. Chidruposi is the consciousness, is sada sakshi, is always a witness, is always watching, always knowing, but silent. When you impinge into that, like making a vision, believing, not knowing, will it come? Let's say, you all know our school. Well, I didn't have any money to start a school like that. I just thought I would love to have a school. Everybody said, how? I said, I also don't know how. But I know it's going to happen. It will happen. That simple knowingness, awareness. Like you, when you wanted to start, you thought about which place, whether Coimbatore or Pune or somewhere. Tell me, is it true, Jay, that you thought about Karadi would be a good place to have it? Are you understanding? He thought it would be a good place to have it. And it would help my entire, whatever the lining that I've done. It has happened, it is happening now. So this is where we call getting around. Nirupeksha sukham chara. Knowing it. Upeksha, nirupeksha. Nirupeksha sukham chara. And so, witness. You're the witness without depending on your senses and the mind. Very, very important. Why all the confusion? It's because we are depending onto our senses and the mind. So you are that. He says, you are the awareness, limitless. You are not the body. And then he says, not the doer or the deed or the enjoyer. You are the witness without depending on your senses and mind. You live happily thereafter. Sukham chara. Sukha. And interact with the world. And interact with your experiences provided by you by the awareness of the objects in the world. Be aware. So I'm a wave. You're a wave. You are in the ocean. You are Paramahamsa. you say that guy is also weak. I know it. So Paramahansa Buddha comes back to the world. Buddha continued to live till 82. And he got his enlightenment somewhere around 30. 32 or 33. And he continued to live for 50 more years. But he continued to spread that message. And this is what it means, Atma Deepa Bhavo. He keeps saying, there is suffering, there is the fourfold suffering, there is cause of suffering, there is an answer to suffering. Come to me, I will teach you how to do that. And there are eightfold paths. And there is the path, he said. Why do we have to do it? You are already Buddha. Because Buddha means also the one who knows. Buddha, if you will look at it, just like I didn't know that India meant slave. The moment you hear it, you say, my God. So, continuing, traditional Advaitic setting. Traditionally, what would I have said? And this body. So, traditional Advaita, in the earlier we had done it. When we were doing with Aparuksha, we did with, the Mandakya Upanishad and all that. We were talking about, generally, somebody who is going through, he will say, do you have a license for your body? Do you have those 5 elements with which, did you bring them? There is a scientist who comes and tells the philosopher, sir, I have created, remember the study? I know now how to create life. He said, really? Philosopher said, show it to me. He said, come with me to the lab. He goes to the lab and he said, sir, I take this little lump of earth, clay, and I'm going to put it here. Philosopher said, 1 minute. Would you like to create your own clay? It is same like, I cannot say, I have created this body. I am not the one. Those 5 elements, I have no right. I don't have any license to run this body. If you try to run your body, just try 1 minute. I don't want to breathe anymore. I'm running my body. What will happen? You get the point? So, there are many. Beyond that is Savikara Nirvikara, changing and unchanging. Body. Mind knows. This is Robbin Ghosh. Babyhood knew less, like your grandson may know. Where is my, what's his name?
Dhruv.
Dhruv. Wow, very nice. Where is Dhruv? Dhruv will smile. You go to the baby is just maybe 5-6 months old. And he say, who is Dhruv? Dhruv is smiling, kicking. Can't say anything. You'll be surprised, 6 months old. Mommy, just to feed the baby, shows the mobile or an application, like an app or something. A baby, whenever seeing the varieties of experiences, they're eating quite happily. The moment I remove the mobile, baby will scream. Baby already knows. And there is a beautiful research. Those of you would like to, it's there in the Netflix. It's called, I'll tell you the name. It is talking about the effect of the digital media into yours and my life. How much it is, and it's a very nicely documentary. It's a documentary there in the, I'll tell you the name. Anyway, I didn't go through it fully, but I saw a little bit about it. So, Chit Jada, consciousness and objects of non-consciousness. Jada is no consciousness, Chit is consciousness. Then Ekam, Anekam, we already covered it. Body parts are many, but I am only one, and I have remained one all along. Body kept on changing, but I have not changed. Then you are that Savikara Nirvikara, changing, unchanging, going on to. Usual path is not usual path of Advaita, which I was trying to explain, that how I am not the body. it leaves a lot of doubt behind, a lot of debris behind, a lot of objects behind. But in Ashtavakra, there is no doubt. It just says, just know it. Anywhere you open Ashtavakra, any page, any line, all it says from beginning to end, you are that. You are that consciousness. And this is why we thought about, if you leave it, supposing at some other point before, you become an object. And in other words, it is Sankhya philosophy. It is not Advaita. Thank you, Venkat. Venkat is telling me.
Sir, I have a question.
Sir, who said?
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
Not question, it's a doubt.
Yeah.
Sir, belief come first or experience come first?
Belief is a function of mind. Experience is a function of object and that consciousness. Belief does not have a consciousness. But to make your mind function, to make your mind say, this is the book, I agree with you, consciousness is required. But the word, both are functions of the mind. There is no before and end,
Okay.
as it appears to me.
Then I have a question.
Yeah.
Yeah. Question is that I have experienced something bad
Hmm?
and I don't want to do it again because I experienced bad. So does my beliefness was wrong or it was not there? That's why I experienced bad. So what is now I have a fear, so I don't want to experience again. What should I do?
So all these questions, Lalit, what we are doing is, we are operating from the mind. I know I had done something wrong. What knew? Mind knew. I believed and I know it now, it is wrong. I don't want to do it again. Who is that I is all the mind. I don't want to do it again. Which is not wanting to do? I. But your awareness, are you all with the question? Awareness cannot make anything which is wrong because it is ever pure. It is like, a good question, a simple way of example, this light, sunlight. Sunlight falls on dirty something on the road. It doesn't become dirty. Sunlight falls on pitcher of wine, whiskey. It doesn't get drunk. Sunlight is falling on holy river Ganga. It doesn't become holy. Sunlight is ever detached, ever pure. Your awareness is ever detached, ever pure. Believing and experience is all a function of the mind, is powered by consciousness. It is aware, it is knowingness.
So again,
Sure.
clarifying.
Hmm.
So suppose I experience bad, but I want to try again with the positive beliefness, then I will be succeed. Is it correct, sir?
Say that again.
In past I experienced bad, now again I want to try, okay, with the belief, positive beliefness that I will succeed, then I will succeed or not?
Yeah, I think what Lalu's question is that beforehand I did it with my mind. I did not believe that I could do it, but so I failed. Now I believe that I can do it. Will I succeed? Am I
Yes,
correct?
exactly.
Okay. This belief is something which is a part function of faith. If your faith is total, absolute, I have no doubt it will happen. But is your faith, like what Vijay was saying, accepting that supposing it is polluted by my mind, I am okay with 55. But when you are working, I am not accepting 55. I am going to fight with my mother. I want iPhone 14. I want 56. I am going to work and I have to work. I continue to work. I am certain you will succeed. Why few people succeed? Because they are not making that whole, what you call, awareness effort. Why some people die? Because that war, that trodden is going on between us. So now, what is Lalu's doubt, and what should we do then? We should always, with purification, with truth, with that Sravanam, Mananam. Sravanam is listen. Mananam is reflect on it, ask question, clarify the doubt, and Nididhyasana, when you sit still, let that consciousness come. And what do you do now? Just like an apple seed, if I plant, it will not produce jackfruit or mango. I know that I within me, that I have planted an apple seed, it has to produce apple. And supposing one thing can happen, produce a small apple, not a giant apple. Or another thing, I didn't know that that apple seed is an apple seed. It produces something else. And I say, I am like that, my luck is like that, I'm always suffering. No, that's again a function of the mind. The purification will bring in that acceptance and surrender. We're saying, okay, that monkey Robbin Ghosh has made a mistake. Come on, purify yourself more. That's the journey. And as you keep doing it and as you keep proceeding, you will find you will get clearer and clearer and clearer. More still you sit, the bucket of water which is muddy, it will settle down, mind will become clearer. From what? From those impurities. Just like a beautiful example Ashtavakra is giving, the sunlight in the morning through the windows it comes. Yeah? And you want your child to get ready, come on, go for school. And she wants to play with the little dust particle which is floating. She wants to touch them, catch them. Our mind is filled with that, like that light filled with those dust particles. Lots of doubts and thoughts and things that are carrying. And you think, come on, hurry up, you have to go to school. I'm saying, imagine those dust particles are there. Yes, you have to get it purified. There is a journey. And as you're doing it, very simply, Sukham Charam. Go happily, go joyfully. Do happily, do joyfully.